because sometimes in life, Hashem puts you in a place that you don't have a clue how you got there. Ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha. Al tachlok al hamakom. Don't be chaylik on the makom that I put you. I put you there. Ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha. Al tachlok al hamakom. Don't be chaylik on Hashem in the makom that He placed you. Abba, you put me in Budapest. Then I'm here because you put me here. And if you brought me this far, we're going to make it to Kerastir. We rented a car from 6th. We had no idea where we were going. One guy had Google Maps. The other guy had Waze. We had a machloket rishonim between Google Maps and Waze. How exactly to make it to Kerastir? I'm thinking to myself, Yavo Ashalishi Achriya Benehem. So I pulled out my iPad and put on the Waze. And we started to find our way through the countrysides. It started getting dark, but we were in a rush. Because we have all night by the kever. 2 hours to get there. We'll get there at 8:30. Mamish, the beginning of the night, perfect. We'll go to the house of the famous Rabbi Shayla. We'll spend the first leg of the night by the big seudah that they make on the yard site. That's supposed to be able to feed thousands. Because that's what Rabbi Shayla was all about. Rabbi Shayla was the Ish HaChesed, the Amud HaGadol of Chesed, of the generation. He fed Aniyim, he fed everyone. He was known for his Motzei Shabbat. He would have hundreds of Aniyim. He would slaughter animals. He would shech chickens. There was nothing that he would hold back for the Aniyim. And anytime people came to him, he fed them. This was an unbelievable experience. We'll come to the house of the Rav. We'll have the big Seudah, Al Derech Reb Shayla Mikerestir. And then from there we'll make our way up. We'll go up to the kever and spend the whole night davening, saying the whole Tehillim, crying out with the masses, asking myself, am I going to get close to the kever? You know, when you travel that far, that many hours, and you finally make it to the kever on the yard site, and you know that the neshama of the tzaddik comes down on the yard site and sits on the kever, you want to try to get as close as you can. It's a normal human wanting. I'm thinking to myself, will we get close enough? We drive up to Kerastir. We pull into Kerastir. It's already dark. And they send us off to a side parking lot. They tell us, you can't drive up to the kever. You can only go this far. Come out, enjoy the meal, and then you'll get into a shuttle, and they shuttle you up to the kever with everybody else. So we park the car, and we're walking out to the house of the Rav. And the shomrim that are there, the guys in charge from our chevra, they said, quick, grab something schnell, quick, grab something to eat, and jump on the shuttle. I said, well, what's the quick? We have all night. He says, no, you didn't hear? I said, hear what? You don't know that in Hungary there's a lockdown tonight? I said, what? What are you talking about? He said, there's a lockdown tonight. And then another guy walks by me in Hebrew and says, yes, seger, yalla, chevre, maher. I said, is a seger? Me is a shaot. He says, me eser lechamesh. I said, what? It's almost 9 o'clock. I came here 19 hours to daven for an hour. The American guy tells me, you have no choice. Because if they catch you here, this is in America. These guys are ruthless. And they see Americans, they're going to wipe you out for every dollar you have. They're going to start giving you tickets. They're going to take your passport away. They might even, God forbid, arrest you. When they say that they have a lockdown, that you're caught, you're found in the street, you're finished. They don't care what country you're from. He says, get in quick, grab something to eat, jump on the shuttle, at least get an hour by the kever. 10 o'clock, the kever is locked down. We're throwing out everybody because the police already told us that they're coming up tonight to the kever, and if they find one Jew by the kever after 10 o'clock, they're arresting him. I'm looking at them, and I'm saying, I don't get it. We came this far. Then I stopped. Wait 1 second. 1 second. Didn't I hear this song before? It's like the song that never ends. From the minute I got this phone call, that I made the call to the Mekubal the day before to even hear about this idea in the first place. To find myself the next day on the other side of the world in Kerestir. After 2 flights through Amsterdam. And the next leg, again, here it is. Here's the Nisayon. You have an hour to daven. Yes, you came 19 hours, says Borei Olam, and I put you here for an hour to daven. And if it's going to be an hour, so be it. And if it's going to be all night, so be it. I put you here, and what is your question? Al tachlok ala makom. I said, Abba, you're leading the way. I'm just following, holding your hand with my eyes closed, Na'aseh v'nishma. Okay, if that's what it is, that's what it is. We ran inside, we chopped a little piece of kugel, came running outside, jumped on the shuttle. Up to the kever we went. We come into the kever at 9:15. It was mobbed. But I want to tell you something. I was so impressed with the shomrim, the guys that were in charge, wearing the Rabbi Shayla jackets. They were the security, the Jewish security, in charge of the kever. They did something so smart. I've never seen this done before. And if they could do this by the Rashbi one day, this would be awesome. But listen to what they did, so smart. They took these metal police fences and they set them up on the inside of the kever, around the kever itself, giving you only a very narrow walking lane to make your way between the kever and the metal fence like a path, walking around the kever. Now, all the people that came to daven Tehillim that whole night, that are standing and davening, everyone was placed beyond those fences. But when you first come in, they allow you to enter the kever and walk through this narrow path, which is between the kever and the metal gates, so that you actually walk in and shake Reb Shaila's hand. Beautiful idea, whoever came up with this. Kol hakavod. Hashem should bless you. Million pa'amim. What a push that was for us. We walk inside, we see the crowds of people, but we see an easy pass lane. And we looked at the guy, and the guy says, go ahead, walk up to the kever. Give shalom to Reb Shayla. And we're looking at him like, we can do it? He says, go ahead. We walked down that lane. I'm telling you, I walked in there, I started crying, I don't even know why. I walked up to the kever, I walked up to the matzeva, and I'm running my hands over Yeshayla ben Reb Moshe, and I'm holding the stone on the yard site, and I started crying, Reb Yeshayla, we came from the other side of the world. Thank you for inviting me. We went through miracles just to get here. And I started pouring my heart out. But you only get 30 seconds or so there. There's always the next guy that's elbowing you. No, shine, no, shine. And they're right. They're right. I was so overwhelmed with emotion at that minute. I couldn't believe to get so close so quick. I finished what I said, and I came around. And everybody came around. And I said, I need more. I'm going back on the line for doubles. I went outside the kever, came back in that door, and I stood there and went right down the lane again, right up to the kever. I hugged the kever and I started davening and crying for all the people and all the yeshuot and everything that everyone sent me for, and the family and my wife and my children and myself and the shul and Klal Yisrael and the Torah Center and everything that I was coming to beg for. And then I got the elbow. No, shine. And I pushed off and I came around again. I kept going around again and again. Till finally I said, okay, I got to daven. I got to say the Tehillim now. So I made my way on the other side of those fences, along with Klal Yisrael, everyone was there. I started davening. I said, Duvi, listen to me. You got 20 minutes left. It's 20 to 10. 20 minutes. Just pour your heart out over the Tehillim. You already shook Reb Shaila's hand. You already told him, more or less, bullet points, what you're here for. Now daven, the Tehillim. I started davening, I'm telling you. But then I started realizing, 10 minutes, 15 minutes into Tehillim, there's a crowd of 500 people. Nobody's going nowhere. I said to myself, come 10 o'clock and let it go. They're going to come down here, they're going to take all of us. They go, what, are you going to arrest everybody? No. At least I have what to tell my wife. See, the trick is, if you're the only one arrested, oh, you're going to get it. Oh, you're going to hear from how come? It's always my husband. But if 500 people were arrested, it's not me, it's anti-Semitism. It's a klali the gazach. It's not me. I said, that's it. I started to tell him. After every 10 prakim, I cried out more tefillot, more yeshuot. Another 10 prakim, crying out tefillot and yeshuot. 10 o'clock comes. And the shomrim walk in and they scream, the last shuttle! The last shuttle is leaving! They said everything in Yiddish first. The last shuttle! For Zurich! The last shuttle is leaving! And I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do? But nobody in the room moved. We're here for Rabbi Yishayla. We were put on the invite list. We didn't come for an hour. Hey, Mishta, you brought us here. You're not going to let us go in the 7th inning or the 8th inning, and definitely not the 9th inning. And we're here to stay. I'm saying this to Hillel. I'm saying, let them come, let them arrest us. I'm saying this to Hillel. Let them come. Rabbi Yishayla is with us. We have no issue. You know what Rabbi Yishayla was famous for saying when it came to Goyim? Either they bow down or they lay down. Oh, what a line. Woo-hoo. Let them come. Let them either bow down or let them lay down. But they're not touching us tonight. Not on the night of the yard site. I started to daven my heart out. And I'm telling you, I look back for a minute and my friend Lee Cohen is a Kohen. He was in the Kohanim section. They have the greatest Kohanim section. It's this little booth. It's like one of those VIP booths behind the glass that kind of hangs in by the kever, but not too close, but just close enough. And the Kohanim are up against the glass, and they're davening, eyes laying straight into the kever. It was beautiful. And I see Lee's up there crying. He's bawling. He's connecting with the tzaddik. And then behind the people, I see my other buddy, Teddy Straw. He's shaking away davening. I said, Teddy, get up here. Come closer to the Tzion. Come closer to the kever. And he comes, he makes his way up. I push him to the middle, right in front of the stone. Teddy daven. 10:30, 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, the shomrim, all the Jewish guys in charge by Reb Shaila, they screamed, Rabbi Isai, we're leaving. We're not even staying to protect you anymore. That's it. We're out. We're going down. You're on your own. Nobody moved. Nobody moved. It's unbelievable. Klal Yisrael. We're here for Rabbi Shaila. We have emunah that if we made it here, we're good. They left. The shomrim left. At that minute, one Chassidish Yid, who was standing right up against the kever of Rabbi Shaila, right up against the tombstone, he reaches back into the crowd and he grabs my shoulder. And he shakes me. And he says to me, Rabbi Bensoussan. I said, yeah? He said, come up here to the front. I want you to stand here by the kever and daven for Klal Yisrael. I know if I get you up here, we'll hear about it in future weeks. I jumped that fence so fast. I got up to the other side because they closed up that lane because the shomrim left. I had the opportunity to hug Mamish, the tombstone, for 15 minutes and cry my heart out and run my tears over the name on the stone, Yishayla ben Reb Moshe. And I put my hands on his name and Mamish, I'm telling you, I was talking to Rabbi Yishayla. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for the zchuyot, opening the doors. Thank you, Ribono Borei Olam, for the makom that you brought us to, for the chesed you did with us, for the opportunity that you gave us to daven here in such an amazing place. And thank you for the opportunity you gave us to strengthen our bitachon in the yeshuot that you bring us. When we go to a kever, we're not davening to the tzaddik. We're davening to Hashem in the merit, in the schus, in the merit of this great tzaddik, Rabbi Shaila ben Reb Moshe Mikaristir, and how many schuyot he had, and how much he did for Klal Yisrael, and how many Yeshuot he was able to be po'el in Shamayim for those like us unworthy in his zichut, on his cheshbon, on his bank account. He had that checkbook that he was able to tuoy for people, unbelievable Yeshuot. We stood there and cried over the stone for hours. And as time went on, people were getting more and more nervous, and people were leaving. It comes 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. The place was half. There was about 100 guys now. We literally had the makom to ourselves. Everyone now was just around the kever. Everyone was writing kvitlach and throwing it on the inside of the kever. Everyone was talking to Rabbi Shayla, and every 5-10 minutes different tikkunim were being done. And there was a chazan in the middle that had everyone doing certain tikkunim together. And they stopped at certain points, and the whole crowd screamed on the top of their lungs, Hashem, Hashem, Kel Rachum Echanud, the Yugimul Midot of Rachamim. And they would do it again and again, and a Kaddish, and Amen Yeshmer Abba. And everyone was singing it together, and they started singing Reb Shaila's song at 1 o'clock in the morning. I guess it was that time of night. They were singing already the song, and they were finishing the Tehillim. And then at 10 to 2, the doors of Rabbi Shaila's cave opens. Or maybe gets pushed open. And in comes running all the Shemrim. Guys, quick! This is your last chance! We don't know why. But the police just called, they allow us one last shuttle. The lockdown started at 10 o'clock. Anyone found on the street? They were giving out tickets anywhere between $500 to $1,500. And they would they'd take either your passport away or some sort of guarantee of payment. Scary when you're in a foreign country. You're under their boot. Nashamayim. The shuttle comes up at 2 a.m. It was never planned. It was never scheduled. The police, for some reason, out of the blue, at 10 to 2, calls the Shemrim and says, we know there are people up there. Give them this last warning. We're sending them one last shuttle. At 2 o'clock, this shuttle shows up. I look at Lee. I look at Teddy. I said, guys, we got way more than we ever imagined. We got a flight. This coming morning, we got to start getting back to the airport. We're at Budapest at 9 o'clock. We got to be in the airport at 6:30. Let's go. We all made the last round. We hugged the Tzion one last time. We cried over Reb Shayla one last time. Les bakashot. We jumped onto that shuttle and made our way down. They had to walk us across the street from the shuttle to the house of Rabbi Shayla, one at a time. Because if anyone would see more than one person, it would be an eyesore. And the police wouldn't be allowed to let it go. And they'd have to jump on us and start hitting us with the fines. So they made us walk in the darkness of night. I'm telling you, I thought I was living in one of these books that you're escaping Iran under the shadows of night. Or you're escaping, God forbid, the Nazi Germany under the shadow. We were walking across one at a time, not to open eyes. We made it our way to Shaila's house. We had a schnitzel, a little something. We had to send one guy to go get the car. Even when the car came, we had to show we had tickets. And even that they weren't sure. But the Yiddish guy there said to us, just go, I'll talk to them. We just drove off. And he jumped in front of the cop and started telling him, no, this is a special group from America. We went in with miracles. We were makabel the miracles. And we came back with miracles. Borei Olam says, it's up to you. You be kovea what world you live in. If you insist to live in the natural, then you will be held down to only the norm. But if you're ready to close your eyes and say, En od milvado, I don't know how I'm getting there. This makes no sense, no logic on paper. But Borei Olam, Ani lo yachol, Ata kol yachol, and I'm relying on only you, Abba. You can do the impossible. You can do anything. I want to be part of your everything and anything. Please get me there. Ve'avta et Hashem Elokecha. Al tachlok al hamakom. Because He can put you in any makom He wants, at any time He wants, in any which way He wants. Thank you for listening.